Aries individuals are members of the fire sign of the Zodiac and are those who were born between March 21 and April 20. They tend to act without first thinking since they are bold, energetic, and frank. They are passionate leaders who live according to their own rules. The fire sign brigade shapes their characteristics. Like every other sun sign, Aries possesses both good and bad qualities. Because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, you might compare its negative attributes to those of an aggressive toddler who lacks self-control, is mouthy, disdains authority, and throws violent temper tantrums when left unchecked. The negative attributes of Aries can be dangerous and toxic. Watch until the end of the video as we discuss the negative traits of Aries. Selfishness and greed. Aries are primarily concerned with their gain or pleasure. Yes, it's horrible if Aries solely has their interests in mind, but selflessness also has drawbacks. A mature Aries must act in their self-interest in some circumstances and be kind and empathetic in others to strike a balance between selfishness and selflessness. When it comes to winning, they could come off as inconsiderate to others. When it comes to advancing themselves, they will stop at nothing. Egotistical and arrogant. Aries has self-assurance. However, an egotistical and arrogant Aries may insult and mistreat others to boost his ego. They are always known for consistently showing their success to bring others down. On the other hand, it's beneficial to feel self-assured or content with oneself. Gaining self-assurance might assist Aries in moving forward without degrading others. That arrogance speaks volumes and makes them feel they are superior to others. Aries should be proud of who they are, as long as they don't turn into egotistical jerks. If you are an Aries, you would realize that there is usually this desire to outsmart others at the expense of anything. Overly competitive. Aries is an adversary. They will get more adamant as the competition gets tougher. The problem emerges when Aries becomes so fixated on winning that they will do anything to achieve it. Aries will learn to be more disciplined and better at controlling their thoughts and behaviors as a result of the events in their lives. When competing, they are fiercely self-centered and passionately competitive. They are the first students at the school to turn in their homework. Aries workers outperform everyone else at work. If you are in love with an Aries, they will either be your best pal or the worst heartbreaker. They are always extremists. They could be there to impress, for better or worse. Ruthless and insensitive. Aries people enjoy a challenge. It doesn't matter what kind it is as long as it can be attacked and defeated. When a goal seems impossible to achieve, Aries digs in and devises a new strategy. A determined Aries can push forward and insensitively step all over others because they are engrossed by rivalry. They won't give up until they have the prize in hand, even if it means being mean and showing no mercy to others. Aries shows no display of emotions when their heart is bent on achieving a goal. It doesn't matter if the other person is hurting or not. Typical Aries refuses to get distracted by your outburst of emotions. Foolhardy and impatient. Aries is a fearless achiever. A negative Aries, meanwhile, will rush in where angels fear to tread, rarely question their decisions, and is impatient and foolish enough to talk or act even when they are unsure of what they are saying or doing. Uncontrolled Aries often act without considering the repercussions, which can result in unpredictable conduct or impulsive choices. Patience does not just work with them. The indigenous don't hesitate to want it when they want it. They are unable to remain composed while they wait for the findings. They rapidly become bored and move on from monotonous tasks, leaving them unfinished. They won't take the time to review their failings, which is a triumph. They would implement a different plan without giving it a second thought. Short-tempered. Aries are short-tempered signs, and they are prone to erupting into a rage at the slightest irritation or disagreement. The phrase fierce-tempered doesn't do them justice in terms of how they express their emotions. The worst part is that they struggle to control these violent outbursts of rage, which frequently persist for a few minutes. They might also be aggressive. Similar to other women you may know, if they feel uncomfortable, they may create an issue even if there isn't one, simply to confront you and start an argument. They lack sympathy. For an Aries, sympathy is a hard ball game. Depending on an Aries to comfort you with words is like depending on a 2-year-old baby to cook noodles for you. It's an impossible mission you embarked on if what you want is sympathy from an Aries. They will rather provide an action plan for you because they are action takers and do not connect with emotionally numb individuals. Aries believes in logical reasoning and fact rather than being emotionally driven. This doesn't sound good to people who are friends with an Aries sky or lady. However, that's a part of them you will have to cope with if you want to be friends with them. They are overly possessive. Many people believe that Aries in love is a little too passionate. If you become their love interest, be prepared for pestering and being overly stalked because Aries will pursue you in all interactions and do it in a dangerously direct manner. Aries wants to be in charge of their relationships and is very possessive. They may not necessarily expect the greatest level of devotion and dedication from themselves, but they do want it from you. They enter into relationships rapidly and want to end them swiftly. This is one of the challenges they experience in their relationships, especially when they meet someone who wants to lead an independent life. There would be so much controversy between them. Attention seeking. Aries are attention seekers. They demand it and easily become irritated by it, since they only want to be the center of attention. Along with doing things better than other people, they also desire to finish jobs quickly and efficiently. If they encounter flaws and challenges when engaging in activities, they won't hold on to other people's hands. They can succeed in any situation by applying their abilities and passion, but they frequently disregard their relationships, which compromises their ability to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Impulsiveness. Aries people excel at beginning new endeavors but struggle to maintain them. They won't be hesitant to begin a new book, project, hobby, etc. When they got bored or when something didn't go according to plan, they would stop. This destructive inclination results in Aries having a long list of unmet plans. Jealousy. The competitive nature of Aries leads to jealousy. They need to be on top of everything for the fire sign. They are jealous of others who are more famous, successful, and closer to their goals. There is nothing improper with competition, but when Aries individuals use envy as a motivator, it turns toxic. Because of this, people may act irrationally and instead out of a mix of rage and a desire to win. They are brazen. Trying to sway an Aries in some way is dicey because calm Aries would probably ignore you. A furious Aries will advise you to be quiet and mind your own business. This fire elemental sign is unafraid of conflicts. Therefore, if they have already made up their minds, do not try to change their thoughts or slow them down. If you are in love with an Aries, you must be willing to cope with their traits and try not to change them. They are exceptionally unique beings who can be quite honest about their sentiments because of their bluntness, and they can move quickly in a relationship due to unintentionally rushing to conclusions. Even though they exude a very carefree air that dissipates like fog on a body of water, they are particularly susceptible to jealousy. If Aries detects any flirting, even if their partner is merely asking for directions, they are prepared to depart. Finally, because of their rapid pace of life, they tend to make snap judgments and desire connections to develop quickly. However, if you aren't on the same page and exhibit weak behaviors, they may shut down and may even grow weary of you. Knowing the negative traits of Aries, it is time to know the Taurus personality traits. Click on the image and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.